Hello, I'm MBX and welcome back to the video. Today I want to share the most insane Minecraft gameplay you've probably ever seen, because the Minecraft PC world record, that is the time it takes to go from spawning into the world to getting to the point where the end credits start to roll down the screen, that world record has officially been beaten in a tool-assisted speedrun by Geo. The reason I mention this is because this is the most insane 95-second clear of Minecraft you're probably ever going to see, and I wanted to mention this at the very start here so you can know that this is running at 100% speed. This is not sped up in any way, this is the real speed of the game, and you're gonna not believe that as we go through it, but trust me, it's true. I wanted to really make that clear before we get into this, because this is really crazy. Anyway, I'll show it in full speed, and then I'll break it down slower later so you can see what's actually going down. But first, let me show you the most intense 95 seconds of Minecraft you've probably seen in quite some time. So yeah, the actual breakdown of what's going on here, again, we're going to slow this down. This is now running at about 25% speed, so it's, again, 1/4 speed, and it really allows you to actually understand what's going on with all these micro movements that kind of just get past you, because you can see even the very first, thing from spawning into the world to getting where he wants to be, where this gravel is, you can see how the very first thing he's doing there is he's strafe jumping to get that extra little boost from his speed. Again, when you're doing a speed run to the world record on something like this, every second counts, so every second that he's not doing a critical action, like breaking the gravel to get the flint, or when he's not doing something critical, like, again, like actually breaking a block, he needs to be getting from one place to another at maximum speed, so every time that he can strafe jump, he's doing his strafe jump like that, because again, it does maximize the distance you're actually traveling in the time you're traveling. It's the fastest way to travel, and it's really minor in the main game itself, but again, when you're talking about 95 seconds versus 96, it's important you optimize every single jump that you are making. So the second thing you're seeing him do here is you actually, like, random black screens. You probably didn't spot them the first time around. You probably just thought, like, wait, why is that all the stuff on the ground there? And the basic explanation behind this is that there is a duplication glitch which exists on the PC right now, which allows you to duplicate by simply, again, all you have to do is exit the game and then come into the game just as you're going over stuff. It's a fairly standard duplication glitch. Most speedruns use it. I know you might say, like, well, why is he using glitches? It's a part of the game right now. It hasn't been patched, therefore it's used in all of these speedruns, which means that he can duplicate the few bits of obsidian that he does has, and he can turn them into enough to make a portal, which is seeing he does right here. So he does he does his little magic stuff. He makes a crafting table, and he gets into the Nether in an absurdly fast time, because once you have the obsidian, once you have iron, once you have flint, and once you do one more duplication to turn that into double more, then you have enough to not only go to the Nether, but you're also going to have enough to come back from the Nether as well, which is, again, it's going to be important because of the way his run is set up. Because one thing that's key to mention, because he's going to go into the Nether and try and get to a blaze as fast as he can, but the reason he does it in the way he does, which seems like it's wasting 10 seconds, is because there's actually, so to do this sort of speed run, you need to find the perfect seed. This is done on a set seed. This wasn't a random seed. He didn't just get really lucky. He found a set seed where there was a village which contained obsidian, contained iron, contained all this stuff, very close to the spawn, and then also contained a stronghold found just below the spawn. So you can see very tactically he goes down here because he knows the stronghold is below the ground, and he knows that if he's lucky with his, or if he places, again, this was measured ahead of time, if he places his Nev portal in the exact point that he's measured out, then he will be able to spawn right into the, the stronghold instantly by using that Nev portal. So again, it's something you might have missed in the main run. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, so I can see why you'd miss that. But the basic point here is that, yeah, he now goes to the edge of the world. He hopes there's a blaze on the way there. If there's not, he can restart. Again, a lot of the things in this are like using tiny bits of luck in the game. So again, doing like regular restarts of the game to make sure, like, okay, that first bit of gravel he broke has to be flint, right? Like, he only broke 1 block of gravel because you can do 10 retries till you get there. The other thing that's worth mentioning is this is tool assisted. If you haven't ever heard of the tool assisted speedrun, this basically means that he's playing the game at a similar speed to what we're watching here, if not a little bit slower, and or like again, essentially, and this allows you to do a run which would have perfect human input. So when you see the run at full speed, he does actions that seem like they're impossible. This is because it is tool assisted. It's not done by, again, like it's done by a human, but it's done at much slower speeds to allow stuff like this to be possible, and that's allowed by any game's tool assisted speedrun. This isn't just like, like a normal, this isn't gameplay you can perfectly aspire, sorry, this is gameplay you can perfectly aspire to do, but it's gameplay you can't realistically do, but you can come quite close to it. This is the gameplay if you had the perfect human input for every single frame, and again, besides like a few frames you can spot here and there, that's pretty much what this run is right here, because you'll see, some of the few impressive things you probably spot is when, like, he realizes this is the exact place he needs to spawn to get the Nev portal to be right. So what he does is, again, by using the slower speed, you can actually just place instantly of the portal and get this stuff to happen, lands on the block that he's placing at the same time. There's some really insane stuff going on with this Nev portal place, and allows you to, again, cut down on the time you're wasting just by, again, slowing down the gameplay. But that is humanly possible in regular runs. It's just the amount of, like, dexterity it takes is probably a bit beyond most people. So the crazy thing you're going to see at the end here, because you might be curious, this actually uses a brand new glitch which hasn't been found before, and the brand new glitch is actually a way to make the Ender Dragon not spawn, essentially. And it's a glitch which involves the End Crystal when that was first introduced. So you're going to see that he's going to need some glass to get that stuff done, which is, again, again, it's a thing he actually does get done here. So what he's going to do is he's going to use the same duplication glitch, because he now has 1 blaze rod and he has an Ender Pearl, but you're going to need a lot more than that if you want to go to the end. So again, doing the exact duplication glitch he needs to do here by waiting, again, making sure the glitch happens perfectly. I'm actually not sure what these exact seconds wasted here are done, but as you can see, wait goes out the game, comes back in. Oh, and now we got the more stuff duplicated. You do that a few more times until you have all the stuff you need to make ender pearls and stuff. Also making glass out of that, as you can see. But you do that a few more times, and you're gonna see that that's what happens slowly. Again, trying to do it at the exact right second so that you can duplicate. And then once you've duplicated stuff enough times, then you're gonna have enough ender pearls not only to fill up the portal, but also so that you can have the end crystal, which is 100% essential here. So why is the end crystal essential? Well, basically, the end crystal in Minecraft, it has some interesting behavior, and it's intended to respawn the dragon, right? However, the way it kind of functions is it will check if there is a dragon there first of all. Is it like, is there a dragon? If there's a dragon, then it won't do its stuff. But it also means the dragon can't spawn while the dragon's already respawning. And because of, like, the weird, it's kind of spaghetti code, it means there is a, there's a split second when you first go into the end that if you place an end crystal, then the game will think like, oh, there's an end crystal here, we shouldn't have a dragon, and it means that it won't spawn a dragon. So you can see in the very last seconds of the run, he's duplicated all the stuff he needs. This is where most of the time is wasted, because you have to not only duplicate, but do crafting, and you have to get all that stuff done. Again, I feel like if there is room for improvement, which there might be here, you're going to see how this is going to be where a lot of that comes from, because, yeah, I feel like at the end here, there's a lot of, like, unnecessary, to some extent, slowdown. But yeah, you're just going to see at the very end here that there is, again, like, it fills up the portal in the same, like, kind of instantaneous fashion, places down the end crystal, and by placing that end crystal instantly in the end, the dragon doesn't have time to spawn, and because there's no dragon there, the game just assumes, like, oh, there's no dragon, I guess the game's beaten, and it creates the portal to get back to the overworld, because if it didn't do that, you'd be trapped in the end forever, and because it does that, and because he throws 2 perfect ender pearls, he gets there in 1:35. Again, both those ender pearls were, like, ideal throws designed to do that, and that is how you beat Minecraft in 95 seconds. I know there's, like, a lot of insane stuff going on there. I know there's glitches, which realistically you won't do. I know realistically a lot of the glitches, particularly the duplication glitch in this, one, are, like, not realistic, but not, like, practical in regular runs when it's a real human behind the wheel, but it is theoretically possible, and this is something you could do on the Java edition if you have this perfect seed, if you have this perfect, like, thing, and I think that's really what tool assisted speedruns are here to do. So can you beat Minecraft in 95 seconds? Probably not personally, but you can probably come close if you use the same technique techniques here, and if he realized that that end crystal thing works, which is the big thing in this speedrun that allowed this to, again, this broke the world record because of the fact that he discovered the new glitch, and he managed to use it perfectly with this new seed stuff. But I think it really is just, it goes to show that this is kind of insane stuff. So now you know everything behind the speedrun. I feel like, or at least one of the things I enjoy doing is after that to go back and like see it in full speed, so you can just kind of get a real feel for it again, because again, I personally love looking at this. So let's do that right now. Let's start from the very beginning, and then you can kind of, again, understand the exact same thing, but now we understand what's going on. It's a little bit more entertaining. So here you can see, again, starting from the beginning, doing those perfect strafe runs, making sure that everything happens perfectly, including that first gravel. He gets sand, because he's going to need that later to get the glass going on. Everything here is just like very perfectly timed. There's a few things where I was like, is that perfectly timed or not? And I spoke to the guy, and it seems like, again, pretty much every decision in here was systematic and tactical, because when you have tool-assisted speedruns, you can do like pauses to work out what you need to do, you can stitch together different things, but yeah, you can see how just all of this stuff is happening at like insane level speeds. But I do still think that even though this is like a really perfected run, you can see there's lots of stuff going on, I still feel like there is like certain seconds where you're like, oh well, that could have been done very slightly faster under this, that, or that conditions. But I think that's one of the fun things about the speedrun community, the fact that even though Minecraft, you know, Java came out, what was it, like the official release date was 2011, but it's been around since 2009, there is still an active speedrun community who are trying to beat the game at its fastest speed. And that's what I love about Minecraft. There are so many different communities doing so many different things. A lot of people say like, well, I mean, people don't do this anymore, but the number of things that people are still active, still into, still discovering new glitches, you know, never discovered before glitches like this one, the fact that there are people out there trying to find this sort of stuff really kind of inspires me and makes me realize that like there's so much out there yet to be found that we are still to look for. So yeah, again, at the very end here, the slowdown and what's going on here is something I can determine, and again, I didn't get precise answers on, but it is something where it does seem like it is semi-necessary, because he does end up with all of the ingredients that he needs at the very end here. So yeah, once he's done that, he's got all the ingredients, he makes his end crystal, he's got his eye fenders, he places them instantly, it seems like, places his thing, throws the ender pearl at the same like exact moment, is willing to take the risk on going down, and then ends up in the portal in 1 minute, 35 seconds, and 10 milliseconds. So yeah, that's the most insane Minecraft gameplay you've probably ever seen, and yeah, therefore, when I said that at the start of the video, you're probably like, well, this is one of those big claims that's clearly going to be used for a thumbnail in some way. No, I really meant it when I said this is the most insane stuff, and I hope you all enjoy the video showing it off. If you did, you can like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do enjoy this sort of video. You can share it if you really liked it, and you can subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you turn on notifications if you want to see more of these videos, because obviously that's the best way to not only see videos, but also see them daily on your homepage when they do come out. I upload twice a day on this channel, and you'll see some more crazy stuff over the next. Also, in the description, you'll see a link to Geo, the person who did this crazy speedrun. You know, maybe we'll see one in the future, and maybe we'll see what goes on there. But he was also kind of nice, and he let me use his gameplay, and also explained what was going on there. So big thank you to him. I'll leave a link to his Twitter, maybe his channel, in the description down below. I'll leave a link to him, and you can go check that out. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!